Welcome back, everybody. A friend of our show is back. You know our first guest is the wife of former Twins closer Glenn Perkins. Glenn, good guy. But a few years ago, she made a name for herself, becoming an advocate for mental health, speaking openly and passionately about her struggles with anxiety. Now, Alisha Perkins is out with a new book about the sacrifices women make and what happens when they find the strength to fight back. It is called, say it, Alisha.
Martyred.
That's right. Alisha Perkins joins us now. Good morning.
Good morning.
What I just said to Alisha, because we're friends, and I said, you were already busy.
Yeah.
And what made you, all kidding aside, what was the catalyst for this?
You know, honestly, it's kind of a funny story. After writing Running Home, which was more memoir, I actually wrote a book by Stephen King called On Writing. And in there, he talks about how when he writes, he actually just takes a character and puts him in a situation and just goes. Like, he doesn't plot or anything. And so
He doesn't map out the trajectory of the characters.
And so I was like, oh, that's an interesting exercise. And I've always kind of been very right-brained. And so I gave it a shot. And it was like an awesome creative outlet and just kept going.
Give us the through line of what the book is about.
So it's, you know, I'd like to say it's a story about female empowerment. It's a story where cultural misogyny meets the power of female friendships.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 3 friends right in the book.
Three friends.
The focal points.
Yep. 3 very different women, but have been friends for years. So.
Is there a character, because, you know, they say writers write about what they know. Are you in this book somewhere?
Oh, I'm in all of them. I think there's one more than others that I think people can figure out. But yeah, there's a little bit of me in every one of them for sure.
And any of your, we have a mutual friend in Colleen Lindstrom from My Talk 1071. That's right. So I'm asking for the My Talkers. Is there a little slice of Colleen anywhere in this book?
There is, and she knows it.
She knows it?
Yeah, she knows it. But you know, her character, you know, it's based on. I give the best parts of her to the character. But then I had to forewarn her. I'm like, listen, what happens to the character is not necessarily like what I think of you. Or, so, like, brace yourself.
Just be careful. How long did it take you to write this?
Probably about 4 months, just on and off. I did it when the kids were at school. I mean, luckily, I had the free time to be able to, well, not much, but when I had free time, yeah.
I admire, because it is a gift that I do not possess, so I am in awe, and I have such respect for writers, and the whole process is awe-inspiring to me. I respect it. Do you sit down? Does it just flow out of you at times?
At times, yeah. You know, it kind of started because I had a moment where I thought, you know, you don't have to be a victim to be outraged.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where the book stemmed from. And so it was kind of all these different female power things are happening right now. Obviously, the Me Too movement and women demanding equal pay. And I kind of was just like on the outskirts of all of that. And I was feeling it. I wanted to be part of it. And so it did kind of stem from this place of wanting to be part of something but not really sure how to. And then, yeah, it's the right brain. You got to have the right side of your brain fired up. Let's
talk about another side of your brain that motivates you. You're on our show usually talking about, I think it'd be safe to say, a mental health advocacy. You're
Absolutely.
An advocate. Are you seeing a shift? We always talk about when you're here with Colleen about removing the stigma of talking about it.
Yeah.
Are you seeing a shift?
You know, I mean, I think so.
Especially for women?
Oh, for sure for women.
Yeah.
I think I always say it's obviously it's easier for women to talk about feelings. It always has been. So I always think that the bigger shift happens when, you know, you see men like Kevin Love has come forward and said he struggles with anxiety. The Rock. I mean, like, if there's like a pinnacle of strength in our society, it's The Rock. So when he can admit that, you know, he's contemplated suicide, I think those are the biggest catalysts for change. And so, yeah, with each person, you know, a little step forward is made. So. Well,
I will say, I haven't even told Colleen this, and I haven't said this to you. You and Colleen were in the back of my mind. I recently opened up, not so much on this show because we're more time constrained, but on the radio show, I decided to be very open with the fact that I'm in therapy.
Okay.
And I was recently diagnosed with ADHD, and what a change that has started to make for me. So I appreciate you starting the dialogue with me because you motivated me.
Oh, that's very nice.
You and Colleen were a motivating factor in me just going, you know, I'm just going to talk about this.
You know what? And isn't it so nice to be able to put a name to what you're feeling?
Yes.
Yes, and you're like, oh my gosh, like there's just a way, like this is a thing, and other people have this thing, and so like then I'm sure you've heard from people who have reached out, and
Yeah.
See, now you're part of the change.
And you gave a TED Talk as well. Look
I
at
did.
you. You gave a TED Talk.
I did.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. It's about mental health, so.
That has got to be, what is that like doing a TED Talk?
It
Were you
was,
nervous?
Oh my gosh. So I've
Your
spoken.
hair looks good, by the way.
Oh.
Let me just compliment you. Yeah.
Thank you. I've spoken a ton, but it's usually off the cuff and it's my story, so it's easy. But this had to be memorized.
Oh.
They don't allow you to have any notes, and they also, like, you have to go through it several
What?
times. Yes, it's intense. So, like, I mean, yeah, it was probably one of the most terrifying things I've ever done.
We got to go, but how's, I got to ask, I mean, you're the headline, but I got to ask, people want to know, how's the husband?
How's
How's Glenn?
Good. He's doing pre and post game for the Twins and excited for the playoffs. So, yeah, he gets to go back to the playoffs just in a different outfit, I guess.
Yes, a different costume.
Yes.
Well, I'm so proud of you. Thank you for coming on.
I'm proud of you.
Alisha Perkins, everybody, once again. Her new book is called Martyred. It's available now. For more information, go to her website, anwperkins.com, and we'll post this a little bit later on Facebook.